U.S. President Donald Trump has added Canadian cars to his list of tariff threats, suggesting potential 50 to 100% tariffs on the industry. During a February 10th interview with Fox News, Trump said Canada stole the U.S. car industry and vowed to take it back. I mean, it's hard to, I don't know that we stole it. We sort of, they gave it to us as much as, they handed it over and we took it and the party's over. If we don't make a deal with Canada, we're going to put a big tariff on cars. He said it could be 50 or 100% because we don't want their cars. We want to make the cars in Detroit. Remember, last week or the week before, we looked at literally how close to Detroit these cars are being made. In most cases, within 50 to 100 miles. Trump's proposed tariffs would turn over decades of agreements that have shaped the automotive trade between the two countries. The automotive industries of Canada and the United States have been closely linked since the 1965 Canada-United States Automotive Products Agreement, which removed tariffs on vehicles and parts traded between the two nations, which at that time was probably like innocent, It's probably like we were sending some cars, it's probably pretty innocent. It wasn't the mass like Honda's going to put up a plant here instead of here because they can save 8%.
When was that again? 91, did you say, or no?
65.
65,
65, yeah. The agreement was replaced in 1994 by the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, which expanded free trade to all sectors. NAFTA was this would have been Bill Clinton, right? Bill Clinton or George Bush? That would be Bill Clinton.
Bill, yeah, I think so.
Which expanded free trade to all sectors. NAFTA was he came in 92. Which expanded free trade to all sectors. NAFTA was subsequently replaced by the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, the USMCA, during Trump's first term. The deal introduced stricter rules for the automotive sector, including higher requirements for the origin of vehicles and parts. The agreement is slotted for review in 2026. So what agreements are getting broken then? Trump on February 10th and 11th announced a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports from the United States without exceptions or exemptions. This move also revoked previous exemptions granted to Canada and other countries, which the administration said created loopholes that were exploited by China and others. Calling the move unacceptable, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said his government would work in the coming weeks to convince the Trump administration that the tariffs would harm both countries. Canada made several commitments in response to Trump's concerns about the influx of illegal drugs, and Trudeau told the NATO Parliamentary Assembly in Montreal last November that Canada is on a clear path to meeting NATO's defense spending target of 2% of gross domestic product, GDP, by 2032. I mean, that might be a respectable defense if you didn't just see the Canada Affairs stuff, the Global Affairs Canada, and how much money we're just literally pissing away, which I have a segment on I'd like to do before we run out of time.
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to talk about the tariffs a little bit because I've been asking, people are asking me, my opinion on it, just because they know I'm not looking at the mainstream stuff only, but we're following all these other things. And I mean, I'm like, I don't know about you, but I find it hard to be upset at Trump for this specific thing because I feel like we should have been doing it as a country ourselves to make, like, we should have been a rich country already. It was destroyed. All these projects were canceled. Like, we should be doing everything we can in Canada. So I understand why Trump wants to do this. Like, how can you be angry at him when we should have done it ourselves? You know what I mean?